expect this to blow up? And I mean, what did you anticipate the reaction would be?
I didn't think it would blow up this much. It's definitely more than what I expected. I expected, some people to hear about it and help me with it, but it's more than I thought for sure.
Samantha Fulnecky is a junior psychology major at OU on a pre-med track. She went from being a college student writing a routine 650-word essay into a name in national headlines seemingly overnight. I was first contacted by Samantha through an email to the Oklahoman in November. She included Governor Kevin Stitt in the email, along with former State Superintendent Ryan Walters in OU's administration. She explained the situation and said, "I don't believe I should receive a failing grade on an assignment based upon my opinion. After talking with my editor, I started writing a story." 2 days after my story ran on the Oklahoman's front page, OU's chapter of Turning Point USA posted about Samantha's essay on social media. That post went viral, garnering millions of views, creating national media coverage, and sparking a nationwide debate about whether the grade was justified or if Samantha really was discriminated against.
Went to the University of Oklahoma. Your religious beliefs have no place in a science classroom. Like, you get to have them all day long. I am embarrassed that they did this. They should have said, you did not give the appropriate requirements for this assignment. I'm sorry.
McCarthyism era, Salem witch trial type crap. Right now, transgender people are their boogeyman.
I think a 0.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I think the professor should at least talk to the girl and let her redo it if anything.
Yeah.
0 is extreme.
Yeah, I agree.
And obviously, with the story, there's been a lot of backlash, but also a lot of support. So, how do you respond to both the backlash and the support?
There has been more backlash than I thought there would be, and that's been interesting to deal with. I didn't really expect that as much as it has been, and so I think what I do with that is just try not to read it as much as I can, try not to read that side of it, and to listen to the people that are supporting me and that are saying kind things and things like that, and just to know that although there are people that disagree and that have mean things to say about it, that God still loves them and that's still God's child, so I don't view them any differently than someone that's supporting me.
This has also brought a lot of negative attention to your instructor, the graduate assistant. So, what are your thoughts about the university ultimately putting them on leave?
I think the right thing to do is to put the instructor on leave to kind of show that they don't stand for religious discrimination. I think that was a good thing that the university did to show everyone watching that this isn't something they stand for. So I agree with that side of it. I don't agree with all of the mean things that people are saying about the instructor. I don't think that's a kind or loving way to address the situation. So I don't agree with that. I would never say anything like the things that I've seen online about the instructor, and it was never my intention for that to happen. I didn't expect people to take it that way either, and so I don't condone the hateful things that people have said to that TA, because it was more so a matter of if the TA can't separate his beliefs from grading, then he shouldn't be in that job position, but nothing more than that.
And if I recall your essay correctly, and based on a big piece from your essay that people are focusing on is that part where you say demonic. One sentence from Samantha's essay really struck a lot of readers. In that essay, she wrote, "Society pushing the lie that there are multiple genders and everyone should be whatever they want to be is demonic and severely harms American youth."
I definitely didn't mean that offensively. I think a lot of people are assuming that I meant that transgender people are demonic, and that's not what I meant at all. That's definitely not what I meant. And I didn't mean the demonic part in an offensive way. But it was more so, the sentence said something like, society pushing the lie that there should be multiple genders is demonic. But it was more so, it wasn't like targeted at transgender people that they are demonic, but just that, I guess what I really meant by that is that the Bible talks about how if we're not doing something to glorify God, then it's ultimately glorifying to the enemy. And so it's really either one or the other. And that's kind of the lens in which I view my life, is like, am I doing this to glorify God? Or if it's not glorifying to God, then the only other option is glorifying to the enemy. And so that's kind of what I meant by demonic. It's kind of not the most, I don't know, lighthearted way to say that. But yeah, that's what I meant by that.
The instructor said, to call an entire group of people demonic is highly offensive, especially a minoritized population. About a week after her story blew up, Samantha and Ryan Walters were invited to speak in a meeting for a Christian conservative think tank based in Oklahoma City.
I know it's frustrating, I know it's upsetting, you see this nonsense at OU. Look, everybody involved in this situation that did this to Samantha should be fired immediately. It's not tough. It's called the First Amendment. It's called academics. It's called a taxpayer university. And if OU wants to continue down this road, they should lose taxpayer funding.
So you were asked to react to something that 50 years ago we would have thought would have been insanity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the article was talking about gender stereotypes, and my response was based off of what the Bible says and what God says about gender. I said that there are two genders, and that trying to say that there's anything but that goes directly against the Bible and about what God says. So that would only do more harm to our society, and that was the stance I took on it.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you've gotten some support from your peers on campus. You've also had some critics on campus.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a protest planned for this Friday in support of the instructor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that protest coming up?
I mean, I think it's good that people are exercising their free speech. If people disagree with me, that's completely their choice, and you know, I think that's a good way of exercising our freedom of speech. But I hope those people that are protesting that understand that that's my goal too, is to protect my free speech. And so I think, yeah, I think it's good that they're exercising their free speech in that way. I have been slightly nervous to go to my classes and things, just because I know what people are saying online, and I don't know how serious people are with comments they make or messages they send me, because I've just never experienced anything like this before. So it can be kind of nerve-wracking going on campus, but I know that the negative voices can get really loud, but there's a lot of people that aren't saying anything but support me, so I try to keep that in mind too.
This whole situation has left many people across the country wondering, what's next for Samantha? After embracing the spotlight, will she use this platform to continue advocating for conservative Christian beliefs like other right-wing sensations? In recent times, political commentators like Riley Gaines, Ben Shapiro, and the late Charlie Kirk have capitalized on outrage to grow their audience. And what about her instructor? Will OU determine Samantha was discriminated against, or will the university decide the instructor's grade and comments were justified? While the university said the 0 won't count against Samantha, will OU continue to rule in Samantha's favor? If so, will other students feel empowered to claim religious discrimination when they get an F on an assignment? Will they also ask the governor for help? Samantha's story is just one of the latest examples of college campuses being the hotspot for arguments surrounding politicized topics like gender and religion. So, will this nationwide debate get lost in the endless news cycle, or will it cause permanent change in higher education in Oklahoma and across the nation? I'm Alexia Aston, politics reporter for The Oklahoman.